I'm going to go to the next slide, and this one will show something for the people who are keen to find out a little bit about the musical nuggets and gems that I spoke of that are also in this brilliant book. And this one comes from, I think you're around about age 15. It was your science book number 4 that you had, and there's lots of images of this in the book, so if you want to look more, it'll be worth having a look at the book. But this contained something that you found, which I think actually shocked you a little bit. It was the Pulp masterplan. You were already coming up with an idea for the band before you even had a band or any musical experience. And you've kept this, and keeping it told you a lot more about the moment perhaps than your memory could of this time. Would that be right?
Yeah. This is here. I just so happen to have got this one as well. So here we are.
You've got the actual book. That's gorgeous.
Oh yeah. So this is like kind of the other end of the scale. Finding a piece of ratty old soap in the loft is one thing. It's junk basically. Finding this was kind of one of the first things that I thought, okay, this idea of self-excavation, of looking at every object in turn, might bear fruit, because the important part, as you say, it's an exercise book, but then look at this bit here, you see. So it says pulp, 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 pulp. So this is like, when I saw that, I had the kind of vague glimmer of recognition, but I still didn't really know what I was going to find when I looked inside. And when I opened it up, as you say, pretty much on the second page we get this, which astounded me. Yeah. So this was me, as you say, around the age of 15, wanting to be in a band. I'd wanted to be in a band for a very long time, probably since the age of 7 or something. But now I've decided that I'm going to write down what the band is going to wear.
Love it. You've done nothing but create a fashion guide at this point. And I love that, but it was what was available to you at that moment. You didn't have musical education, you didn't have anything to, I guess, to kind of practice on. So you were left with this. I think it's genius.
Yeah, well, you can kind of see that on this other page where I've tried to, I've never been able to read music, so this is a really sad attempt to write out an idea for a song with these little sticks saying that's like hit, 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 hit. I think it was like, I think nowadays they call this kind of thing, what is it, manifestation or visualization. If
you're manifesting, you're right.
Yeah, so if you can picture something in enough detail, then maybe it will come true. So in my case, I was imagining a group that would go on stage wearing duffel coats.
Very impractical. It would have been a bit hot up there in a duffel coat, wouldn't it?
Exactly. Garish t-shirts, plain shirts, rancid ties, drainpipe trousers, pointy boots, white baseball boots, Oxfam jackets, silly socks, shortish hair, and a sequin used for a silly purpose. Whether you would wear them all at once, I don't know, because as you point out, you would be absolutely, well, you wouldn't be able to move and you'd be too hot.
Yeah. Jarvis, that is absolutely adorable, but what's it saying about that young person at that time that you're coming up with these ideas, and especially about image at a very young age? Is that something that then fed into what became Pulp?
I think so. I mean, as you pointed out, at that point when I wrote that, the group didn't exist. I couldn't really play. So what could I do? I could dream. I could visualize. I could make some ideas. And I took it further. If you go a little bit further, like 4 pages on, then we get to the real meat of the matter here, which is, as you can see, the Pulp master plan. So I've done a logo here. At that time, the group was called Arabicus Pulp because the band was formed during an economics lesson. And I do believe that Arabicus Pulp is some kind of commodity that's traded on the stock market. It's something to do with coffee, I think. But yeah, then we get to the Pulp master plan. Can I read you?
Could you read us some? That would be great.
Yeah, so the Pulp master plan, category A, music. Being first and foremost a musical unit, it is fitting that Pulp's first conquest should be of the music business. The group shall work its way into the public eye by producing fairly conventional yet slightly offbeat pop songs. After gaining a well-known and commercially successful status, the group can then begin to subvert and restructure both the music business and music itself. So,
Hey, Jarvis, how did you go with that, do you reckon? You did a pretty good job, actually.
yeah, well, yeah. No, but it's funny you should ask that, because I do think, like I say, I'd forgotten that I'd written all this. But then when I thought back, I thought, well, maybe some of that was in the back of my mind, Pulp was always about trying to get something going. That was the exciting thing of it, of trying to... it wasn't just about, getting famous and having 20 Ferraris. It was about trying to make something occur. That was always. So I think some of that stuck. It's funny. I do think that the ideas that you have when you're really young, they're just in your mind. They kind of become kind of part of the bedrock of your personality without you really being aware of it. You carry them with you for the rest of your life.